Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I've got a full face makeup try on and wear test with all Trinny London makeup. I've been interested in the Trinny London brand for a little while. A friend of mine really loves the brand and a lot of you had asked me to review it over the years. So I thought, let me go on the website, let me buy up a little bit of everything here and there and do a whole video based on just the one brand. Now this brand is interesting. They sell their makeup in like these little pots that you can stack up, and so you can buy things separately. You can buy like a stack, you can buy almost like a little face kit. I just bought everything kind of separate, and I gotta say I was a little surprised at what the total was at the end. I think I spent about $420, but I did get 13 products, and so the average product cost each was about $32. So, it's not super high end. It's also not super low end drugstore either. And you can save a little bit by buying the things in bundles because they do have some pre-made bundle packages, but you do get to select the shades that you want within the bundle. So that makes it a little bit easier and a little bit more cost effective. But for that price, they did throw in a lot of freebies. They threw in 2 of these empty pots for free, this really nice makeup bag, and I also got to choose 3 free samples of their skincare. So this is just about everything that I got in here. So the products that I purchased were their BFF sunscreen. This is an SPF 30, and this is a sunscreen that comes out white, and then it has color beads that burst on your skin. It's a color changing sunscreen, so it's supposed to then match your skin tone. I also picked up their tinted moisturizer, which is called the BFF Serum De-Stress. I got their Miracle Blur. It's supposed to smooth the look of your wrinkles and your pores. I also grabbed the BFF Serum Eye Concealer. I did also get the face concealer, which is called Just a Touch. I got a bronzer, a couple of blushes, a highlighter. I've got a couple of eyeshadows. One is a divided pot that has 2 eyeshadows in it. The other one is just a single pot of eyeshadow. I also grabbed their new mascara, which is a limited edition product. I have been playing around with the products for a few days. This is actually the second time that I've tried to film this video. I tried to film it yesterday, and yesterday I put on the sunscreen first, let it dry and set for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I went in with the De-Stress BFF Tinted Moisturizer. And on my skin, these two just did not play well together. Every product has like a little video on the website showing you how to use it. And most of it is you just smear it on with your fingers. For me, that didn't work out. I had a lot of balling, I had a lot of separating, things just didn't look good. And so today I'm not going to use these two together. I did really like the sunscreen on its own. And so today I'm probably going to apply things with a brush and give them some helpers. And I'll tell you why each thing I think needs a helper along the way. But the brushes I'm going to use today are a new brush set from BK Beauty. This is their Nikki LaRose Pro Artist Series brush set, where I didn't have a lot of luck, just putting things on with my fingers. I think I'm going to try it with a brush and hopefully have a better turnout with it today. First thing I'm going to use is the Miracle Blur product. You could use this under your makeup or over. I'm going to try it underneath today. This is $34 for this little pot of Miracle Blur. You're supposed to pick up about a pea-sized amount. I felt like that was a little bit too much yesterday. I'm just going to rub my finger in it, and then I'm going to just put it on like the pores on the fronts of my cheek here, and hopefully that is going to keep them nice and blurred. So I'm just going to do this on one side of my face just to see if it really makes a difference from one to the other. And I'm going to put it up here where I have a bit of texture and some ripply skin. This is also supposed to make your wrinkles look less visible. So I also have some like texture down here. So I'm just going to pop it on there. All right, yeah, that is definitely making a difference. This side is much more mattified. My pores seem to be filled. This side is definitely shinier. All right, next I'm going to use the BFF Serum De-Stress. This is their tinted moisturizer. I got it in the shade Lucy, and this retails for $50. It comes in 12 shades. So I'm just going to put a pump of it out on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use the Nikki LaRose N17. This is an interesting brush. It's got 2 different kinds of fibers. Just going to take this on this side of the brush to start. And I'm just going to pop it on my face. Oh, very fragranced. This has kind of a lightweight floral fragrance. And I'm just going to flip it over and try the other side of the brush just to see if there's a difference between like the coverage and how it goes on. Aha. The black side seems to give more coverage, The makeup's going on really well. I think I like how the black side lays it down a little bit better because it does seem to be giving me just a little bit more coverage. It looks really nice. It's gone on a lot more smoothly than it does when I just put it on with my fingers. The coverage is very, very sheer using it with a brush. I want to use the other concealer that I got, and I just want to put this on some of the areas that have a little bit of redness to see if I could get a little bit more coverage. So this is the Just a Touch concealer. The shade I have it in is Trinny. It's $36. It comes in 25 shades. I'm going to use the Nikki LaRose N14 brush for that. Just going to dip that into the pot. I'm just going to put a little bit of that right here where I have a little bit of redness and a little bit right here to the side of my nose. And then let me go ahead and put another pump of this on the back of my hand. I'll do the other side of my face. The BFF Serum Tinted Moisturizer is supposed to be for normal to dry skin that's in need of a boost. And so they say it's supposed to give you an instant plumping and radiance boost. I have normal to combo skin, so I might not be the exact perfect match for this, but I know most of my audience does have drier skin than me. Using the concealer on this side, I used a lot less of the tinted moisturizer, so I still have quite a bit of the tinted moisturizer here on the back of my hand. Let me use that on my neck and on my earlobes just to even things out. As a foundation brush, this is actually really nice. I like that the two sides gives you the options for more coverage or less coverage or a smoother blend. So I did get the other under eye concealer in the shade Shannon. Apply that under my eye. You can do most of the blending to start with this nice cooling tip, and it does feel really, really nice. I'm going to use the N16 brush. This is their concealer brush. It looks like it's a mini version of the face brush. Let me just go ahead and blend it out. It looks really pretty. It's not super heavy. It's not giving a ton of pigmentation. So if you have really dark under eye circles, it's not going to cover your circles completely. You might want to use the concealer in the pot more for that. Feels and looks very hydrating. It blends in really quickly and easily. All right, let's go in with the bronzer next. This is $32, and the shade I have this in is Gaia. And I am going to put this one on with my fingers just to place it where I want it to go. Then I'm going to use the Nikki N15 brush to blend that out. Oh, that's really pretty. I think that's a pretty color. It blends in really easily, and it sits really nicely on top of the other product. I did grab two blushes. So the Lip to Cheek blush in Lady J. This one retails for $34 and comes in 11 shades. And then the other one I have is the Lip and Cheek. This one is $32, comes in 12 shades, and I picked it up in the shade Dido. The main difference is that the Lip to Cheek is more of a matte formula, and the Lip and Cheek is more of a shimmer formula. And these you're supposed to be able to use on your lips and your cheeks. I'm going to use the Lady J more matte blush to start. I'm just going to pop it on my cheeks here. And I'm just going to use the Nikki N15 brush to just blend out the edges a little bit. This blush doesn't have any like shimmer in it, but it does give a sheen to the cheeks just because of the formulation. It's got beeswax in it. Everything is very creamy feeling, very waxy feeling. So if you have dry skin, these will probably feel very moisturizing on your skin. They definitely give you that nice lip from within glow. Let me go ahead and put this also on the lips because the one thing I didn't get was one of the actual lip products because I saw these Lip to Cheek and I thought, well, let me just go ahead and use those on my lips as well. But I feel like I should have gotten a regular lip product, but oh well, I didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. It actually makes a nice lippy. And then the other one, this one Dido that has the gold in it, this one I'm just going to put on the lips just to add a little extra shimmer here. I'm not going to use it on the cheeks because I did get the highlighter, which I feel like I really don't need. I feel like I'm definitely highlighty enough, but what the heck, I got it, might as well use it. This is the Right Light Illuminator. It's $32. The shade I got it in Candlelight, and it comes in 4 shades. And I'm just gonna pop it here at the top of my cheekbone. I gotta say, with the exception of the bridge of my nose, everything is sitting so much better on my skin today than it did yesterday. Yesterday was just a disaster. I was like, why can't I just make a video and have the makeup look good? Anyway, let's move on to the eyes. What I did notice about the eyeshadows is that on me, they definitely need a primer. When I use these just on their own, within a few hours, it had all settled in the crease of my eye. And that's one of my many pet peeves. You know, there's a lot of them. So I am gonna put on an eyelid primer today. The one I'm gonna use is from About Face. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of this on my eyelid just to help these eyeshadows stay in place a little bit better. I bought two different types of the eyeshadow. I bought Eye to Eye eye shade. This is $24. This is like a single pot of eyeshadow. The shade I got it in is Mystery, and it comes in 32 shades. Then they also have these Eye to Eye T-tone eyeshadows, and these are two eyeshadows in a pot. These are $26. Comes in 4 shades, and I got it in the shade Wisdom and Fortune. I kind of wish I had gotten a different shade of this, one that had a lighter color, or I wish I had gotten another shade of this, a lighter color, so I could have done more with my eyes. All right, so I'm going to use Mystery, and first I'm just going to apply that with my finger, so I'm just going to tap it onto the movable part of my lid. Actually, I feel like I can get more control with the brush of where I'm placing it, so I'm going to use the N12 and just pick up a little bit more of this. And I just want a little bit more color payout out of it. There we go, that's better. Then I'm going to use the N13 and just blend that up a little bit. That one is really pretty. I love the color on that one. Now I'm going to go into the T-tones with the 2 shades. I'm not going to use the rosier one on me. I don't know, I put it on, it's just too pink for my eyes. I'm going to use the angled brush, and I'm going to use the more taupey shade as my lower liner. Then I'm going to use the N12, the tiny smudger, and go back into that more taupey shade. Pick up a little of that. I'm just going to put it here at the outer corner because I think it's just a little bit darker. Yeah, I basically picked 3 eyeshadows that are all the same shade. This needs a little blending. I've got the new mascara. This is limited edition, and this is $24. It's called Lash to Lash Mascara. This is a little chunky. I can't say that I'm in love with the mascara. Eeh. Okay, there is one more thing that I did purchase, which is the Face Finish mattifier, and I thought I would use this to mattify down because for me this is a little bit of a shiny look, especially underneath my eyes and on the fronts of my cheeks. I used this yesterday, and all it did was remove everything that it went on top of. So it removed the blush, it removed the tinted moisturizer, and I really wasn't happy with it. So I think this product I'm going to leave out today, and instead I'm going to use my tried and true setting powder just to mattify this down a little bit. But actually, let's take a look at it first up close. Just as a reminder, this is the side that I use the Miracle Blur on, and this is the side that I use the concealer underneath the makeup. So when we're comparing side to side, this is the side that we're looking for the magical Miracle Blur action, blurring the pores, making the wrinkles look less big in this area and on my forehead. Okay, so I'm going to use my NYX Mineral Matte Powder, and let me go ahead and use the Nikki N15 brush. I just press it into the under eye concealer and the fronts of my cheeks. I don't like my upper lip to look sweaty. And it also really helps to disguise my pores and texture, which I don't really feel like the Miracle Blur was really doing that much to hide my pores and texture. So now if we compare sides, So I'm gonna leave one side powdered, one side not powdered, just so we can see how it performs throughout the day. Because I know some people do prefer this more glowy, dewy look, and some people prefer a more matte look. And so this way you'll get to see both. So we'll definitely take it outside for the sunshine test, and I'll wear it all day. But so far so good. I'm really enjoying the products. My face definitely feels hydrated, and it definitely feels comfortable, and it looks really nice and natural. So right now it is 11:45. So we'll come back and take a look at it at 5 hours and after 10 hours, and we'll see how it holds up throughout the day. Hey you guys, I came back a little bit early. It's been about 2.5 hours since I put the makeup on. Usually if I come back this soon, it's because there's something bad going on. But it's a beautiful day outside, so I took the dogs for a really long walk. And even though it's beautiful, it's about 45 degrees, and so my eyes were watering. And I thought, oh boy, with the amount of watering that my eyes are doing, this mascara is going to be a mess by the time I get home. But look at it. It's not a mess. It didn't even dribble at all. So for those of you who've written in and you told me you have a problem with teary eyes and your mascara always runs, this could be a good thing to try, because literally that was like a 40-minute walk into the wind, and I didn't touch anything up, and no dribbles. So really, really happy with the mascara. Anyway, 2.5 hours in, I think it all still looks very, very nice. Both sides. This side is a little less matte than it used to be. This side is still got about the same dewiness, so it's not getting a lot shinier, which is good. And I think it all still looks really nice. The lippy has worn off because I did have lunch, but it doesn't feel drying at all. Now let's take a look at it in natural window light and also in bright, bright sunshine. Trinny London makeup in natural light. Trinny London makeup in really bright sunshine inside. Hi, I'm back. It's time for the 5-hour check-in on the makeup. And I think from a distance, the whole thing looks pretty darn good because it doesn't appear to be super worn off anywhere. And where it is wearing off just the tiniest bit, you can barely even notice it. It's mainly just here on the bridge of my nose. This side is definitely more dewy and luminous than the side that I powdered, but the side that I powdered isn't as matte as it was when I first powdered it. So it has kind of settled in and gotten a nice luminosity to it, but still keeping my pores a little bit disguised. I think people with dry skin will particularly like it because it doesn't feel drying, it doesn't look drying, it gives you that nice luminous youthful glow. It's very natural looking. The lippy's still on from when I reapplied when I came back to see you 2 hours ago, about 2.5 hours ago. Really happy with the eyeshadow, having used an eyelid primer with it. The one thing I'd say I'm most disappointed in is going to be the under eye concealer. It's really not giving me super great coverage at this point, but it's not looking terrible either. There is a tiniest bit of settling right here in these little wrinkles by the sides of my mouth. There are a couple of little black flecks here underneath this eye of things that fell out of the mascara. I'll come back for the 10-hour check-in and hopefully it will not have crashed and burned in that time. Hey guys, I'm back for the 10-hour check-in and we got to take a look at the makeup, and I think that for 10 hours it looks remarkably good, especially from a distance. The only thing that I'm seeing right now is that my nose is a little red. It has kind of worn off on the end of my nose. All right, let's take a look at the makeup a little bit closer. The thing that I'm noticing is the most worn off right now is the under eye concealer, and also I'm getting a lot of flaking at this point from the mascara. The eyeshadow is still in place really well. The blush is in place really well. So is the highlighter. So is the contour. This is not the same lippy. After reapplying it 3 times today, my lips did start feeling a little bit dry. So I put on the Jane Iredale lipstick. I gotta say I like both the BFF Serum De-Stress and I like the BFF Cream SPF 30. I don't like them together, but I do like them separately. I just have like a little mark up here right above my eyebrow. This is the side that I put on the Miracle Blur. You know, I have tried things like this in the past. They don't tend to stay with me because they just don't sit right on my skin for most of the time. While they may decrease the look of my pores or my wrinkles for a bit, they don't keep everything invisible for the whole day. So on the under eye concealer, I feel like It looked good for most of the day. It didn't really settle in my wrinkles too much. The coverage I'd say is light to medium. If you have super dark under eye circles, then this probably isn't going to be enough coverage for you. But they do have the other concealer, which is in the pot, and this one does definitely give more coverage. And I actually really like this one. I used it on this side of my face underneath the tinted moisturizer, and actually the tinted moisturizer is sitting better on this side of my face than it is on the side where I have on the Miracle Blur. I didn't really feel like I needed the highlighter because everything is so glowy and dewy. I really like the shade of the bronzer. I think it blended in well. I think it looks really nice. You know, for the price, there are other bronzers that I like better that are a lot cheaper that do the same thing. And I like the eyeshadows too. You know, I wish that they would work better without having to put on an eyelid primer because the colors are really pretty. I think as, you know, for eyeshadow, they're beautiful. And with the primer, they've stayed in place all day. So for the price of these pots, I feel like they should definitely sit on your eyelid better without gathering in the crease. You shouldn't have to use a primer with them. You know, I love these Danessa Myricks Color Fix Nudes. They do about the same things as these, except they're not in a cute little pot. But this is like $18 for a ton of product. You put them on, they don't settle into your crease at all. Probably my least favorite of all the products that I tried from Trinny London is going to be the mascara. I didn't love it. I didn't love how it looked. I was really impressed with it when I came back from my walk today, and it had been truly waterproof and hadn't run all over my face. But at this point, at the 10-hour mark, it has dropped all those little chunkers that were on my lashes down below my eyes. $24 for this little thing? Yeah, kind of expensive. And the other thing I tried today were, of course, the Nikki LaRose brushes from BK Beauty, and these were all really nice. Of course, I love all the BK Beauty brushes. You know, everything they make is such good quality. The fibers are so soft, so luxurious, so nice. I think my favorites of the set were the number 15 brush, the large powder brush. This one was really nice for like blending out the contour, and it's really nice and soft, and I like the shape of it. I was surprised that I actually liked the foundation brush because I don't usually like foundation brushes that are this shape, but I really like the kind of dual fiber head that you got a different look out of the foundation depending on which size you use, and I think that is really, really cool. So that is the N15 brush. Everything will be linked in the info box below the video for quick and easy shopping. And so that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell while you're down there. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.